everybody, Mike from the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike podcast here, and I am back with another edition of Front Row, these live music performance reaction analysis videos, and I am back in the wonderful world of Elvis Presley with a, I believe, 1972 performance. Thank you to Vicky, who suggested this one. I put a YouTube short up saying that I had a little bit of time free this afternoon. We're in that weird bit between Christmas and New Year, and I wanted to react to a couple of Elvis songs, and Vicky suggested The Impossible Dream, The Quest, in brackets, live from Madison Square Garden, 1972, I believe this is. So yeah, going to get into that. Never heard this song. This will be a pure, honest, first-time listening reaction. A quick reminder to check out the Rewatch Project of Hannah and Mike, the audio podcast that shares this feed, where my wife Hannah and I go and rewatch some of our favourite film and television franchises. Please also do like and subscribe to this channel. It makes a really big difference, brings viewers to the channel, means that there's more conversation, and the likelihood of me doing these with a greater level of regularity increases dramatically. Also, you can contribute via PayPal to this channel. Please do not do so if it will cause you financial hardship in any way. It just helps with the production costs, and our equipment is falling apart a little bit here, so any help would be appreciated. But all of the content on this channel is free and will continue to be so. So yeah, appreciate it if you can, but quite understood if you cannot. Only thing left to say is that I do talk over these performances. I do pause them. That's the way I react. And I would strongly urge you to listen to The Impossible Dream live in 1972 in its entirety before I talk all over it right now. So yeah, Elvis Presley time. Let's do this.
We'd like to do our version of Impossible Dream.
So it says our. It's not mine.
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, or to right the unrightable wrong, to be better far than you are, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach an unreachable star. Always in my quest to follow that star.
Wow.
No matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest.
So dramatic. And Susie's voiced perfectly as well. And just the idea of, I guess, the message of the song as well, the idea of the impossible dream. You know, this small town boy who became, you know, king of the world. And I know Elvis didn't like that term. I know he felt, you know, that there was only one king. But that was how he was perceived. And I guess, you know, songs like this and My Way, which really do feel autobiographical, you know, even though we know that they're not, we know that they were kind of, Elvis did not write those songs, but he, and people use the word appropriate negatively with music, which I think is ridiculous. I think that music is a language, and it's wonderful when people share other people's work and cultures, but I think that these are great examples of the applicability of these songs to Elvis's life. You know, there are very few people, there was no one then who could share the experience that Elvis had, that stratospheric rise. You know, he wrote the manual. He created the roadmap for the joys and the dangers, wonders both subtle and gross, you know, that were ahead of anybody, whether that be, you know, Michael Jackson or, you know, any of these super famous people who came after him. Nobody else could really speak to that. You know, we could all sing about our dreams coming true, but Elvis bringing not only his incredible voice and power to that, but also the mythology. We know about Elvis. Even then, we knew about Elvis and his life and how unusual it was. So we're bringing that. We're listening to this song and we're looking at him through this prism. And it's really clear here as well. Great vocal and great dramatic building as well. The band sound great here.
And the world will be better for this. That one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star. The world will be better for this. Oh, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, he still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star.
Wow. It's amazing. And Elvis is such a complex figure because you've got the man, you know, the Elvis Aaron Presley, who was born in the 30s, and his life and his biography. You've got Elvis, you know, the movie star, the performer, the rhinestone-wearing, larger-than-life, heroic figure. You know, and then you've got the music, of course, as well. And it all connects and it all has meaning. So when you see, and a huge part of that narrative is about overcoming. And this idea, I've used a sports movie analogy before about how within individual performances, particularly later in his career, you kind of like, you're not sure Elvis is going to make it. And he doesn't always, you know, but more often than not, he'll nail it. And there'll be this wonderful, transcendent feeling of victory, but not victory in an arrogant way, but in a celebrating the incredible capacity of the human spirit and sharing that with an audience and the emotional complexity that goes with that. But what you see here is when he's talking about the impossible dream, the music and the rising notes and keys and challenge of what he's singing is echoing that. It's almost like hitting the impossible note or something. So subconsciously, all of this stuff's happening to you when you're listening to this song. And then when he hits that final moment, he's doing that thing that I've mentioned before where he's walking the talk, you know, you can sing about doing the impossible. You can sing about overcoming. You can sing about pain and loneliness or whatever it might be. But if you're actually demonstrating that in your performance, it takes it to another level, more so than a singer-songwriter who, you know, has authorship over the song and the credibility that goes with that. It does something else. And it's a little bit like, you know, when somebody says, you know, in a job interview, hey, I'm a great communicator, but their communication skills don't come across well. It's like they're saying one thing about themselves, but their actions aren't backing them up. Or if somebody says, I'm a kind person, but their actions don't demonstrate generosity. Elvis is doing the opposite of that in a lot of these performances. He's talking about an experience or a feeling and his relationship with that. But he's actually physically demonstrating that and conveying that and dramatizing that through the performance in the song. So it's an incredible piece of theatre and an incredible piece of emotional performance. So yeah, that's wonderful. The Impossible Dream. Love it. Tell me what to watch next or listen to next. Quick reminder, feedback really appreciated. Leave comments here. It's great getting back to doing these Elvis performances. Hope you all have a great rest of Christmas. Quick reminder that there's a PayPal link on the channel. Only contribute if you can. And do check out the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike and all the other film, television, music, and general pop culture goodness that shares this channel. So see you later. Bye-bye.